So as many of you know, we're not getting a third season of Iron Fist for the time being. Things could change down the road, but what we're going to talk about is the suit he was going to wear had we gotten to season 3. So, Netflix deals with their, I guess, development of characters very differently than the movies. You know, the movies, you gotta give them the suit. Netflix, let's take a little bit more time and develop the characters, then we'll get them to the point that we know, where they're going, and they're the character from the comics. So Iron Fist was probably the one that was taking the longest, although his story that they were telling makes kind of sense for that. And recently, Finn Jones revealed that he's seen what the suit was gonna be for the third season, which isn't happening as of right now. And from what he describes is essentially it's Orson Randall. Now, in case you don't know who that is, he's the World War I/II Iron Fist from the Immortal Iron Fist comics. And at the end of season 2, when you see him with the guns and everything, essentially that's Orson's powers, and there's a long history to how he's able to do that, what that means, and why Danny can essentially be a better Iron Fist and, how he gets the suit. So essentially he would have had the guns, would have had, a trench coat, the mask, I guess tactical war belt, if you will, all those details. Now, in the grand scheme of things, you kind of understand that the character was going to move in a slightly different direction, much less of a, look, I don't want to attack you, I'm kind of defending myself, to a more, I gotta defend myself and I have guns now and I'm more aggressive. But then again, that's kind of the trajectory of the character that they took in the comics. And I'm assuming, since we saw Orson briefly in season 1 with those flashbacks, that it probably would have tied in with him being alive still, which would have tied deeply into the history of the Iron Fists. But unfortunately, we're not getting it. Now, at the same time, when you really think about the suit, it would have been something interesting because it would have been so different, right? Because this traditional Iron Fist suit makes sense for Kunlun and what he's doing there. But when you're in a more aggressive world where there's aliens and you're probably going to get shanked like Daredevil does every other episode, things aren't looking so bright, so you probably want to protect yourself a little bit more. And the character probably would have evolved to that point to kind of explain what's needed. While at the same time, we saw how Colleen was going to be doing with her stuff, which would have also tied into the other history of the Iron Fist. So, kind of disappointing, but then again, don't lose hope. Still a chance they could save these, but, talk about that down the road when we hear more things.